You are not meant to live on repeat. You are meant to rise. Every thought, every doubt, every hesitation you've ever had, it's all been preparing you for this moment. The moment you decide that enough is enough. The moment you stop waiting for permission and start taking control. Because your mind doesn't serve the world by staying small. It serves the world by becoming powerful, focused, unstoppable. Everything you've ever wanted begins inside you, not in the future, not when things are perfect. Right now, in this breath. The same mind that once held you back can become the force that drives you forward. But it will demand everything: focus, patience, relentless repetition. You will have to train it every single day until discipline becomes your default, until doubt becomes noise, until your vision becomes your only direction. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you dream of. That's not how power works. Power is taken, earned, built in silence when no one is watching. Every small decision you make rewires your brain. Every time you choose growth over comfort, your mind sharpens. Every time you push through fear, you create a new version of yourself. You are literally rebuilding who you are. And when that new version starts to emerge, the world will resist. People will doubt you. They'll question your change, your drive, your vision. But understand this: resistance is proof of progress. The old world tries to pull you back because it can no longer control you. Keep going. Keep breaking patterns. Keep proving your mind that you are no longer the same. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when everything seems pointless. But those moments are not your ending. They're your test. The moment you decide to keep going, even when you feel nothing, that's when transformation happens. Because true growth doesn't come from excitement. It comes from endurance. From showing up when your emotions don't agree. That's how you win. You don't need more motivation. You need momentum. One action, one small step. Every time you move forward, you reinforce the story that you are capable. That story becomes belief. Belief becomes identity, and identity creates destiny. This is how you take control of your life, not through chance, but through the mastery of your own mind. Stop feeding your fears. They are illusions built from memories of who you used to be. The past has no power unless you give it power. Look ahead. See the person you're becoming. Feel that version of you, confident, calm, focused. The more real that image becomes in your mind, the faster your life bends to meet it. The brain follows clarity. Give it something undeniable to chase. Every successful person you've ever admired started where you are, uncertain, unprepared, but unwilling to settle. What separated them wasn't luck. It was mental discipline. The ability to hold the vision even when results were invisible. The ability to trust the process long before it made sense. That's the difference between ordinary and unstoppable. You were given the most powerful tool in existence, the human mind. It can turn pain into progress. It can transform struggle into strength. It can create a future that defies logic. But only if you command it. Only if you train it to serve you, not sabotage you. Every second you spend mastering your thoughts is a second spent rewriting your reality. There's no limit to what you can achieve. The limits exist only in your perception. Break them. Replace every I can't with I will. Replace every doubt with action. Replace every excuse with purpose. The world doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to certainty. And certainty is built in the mind first. So decide right now. Decide that this is the moment everything changes. Decide that no fear, no failure, no doubt will ever control you again. The future is not waiting, it's watching. Waiting to see if you're brave enough to claim it. Train your mind and your world will follow. Because when your mind rises, everything rises with it. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to turn everything they touch into success while others fight just to stay afloat? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the mind. The invisible force that shapes every decision, every emotion, every outcome. The truth is, your mind has been trained, just not by you. It's been molded by fear, by doubt, by the expectations of others. Every voice that told you to be realistic, every moment you hesitated, every time you settled, it all built the walls that now hold you back. But those walls aren't made of reality. They're made of thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. You felt it before, haven't you? That quiet frustration. The sense that there's more in you than what you're showing the world. You know you were meant for something bigger, but something invisible keeps pulling you back. That something is your programming. The patterns that whisper, "You're not ready," or "It's too late." But here's the truth. You are not your programming. You are the one who can rewrite it. The moment you decide to take control of your mind is the moment everything starts to shift. Your brain listens to what you feed it. Every doubt you repeat becomes a command. Every fear you focus on becomes a direction. But every time you choose belief instead of fear, your brain rewires itself. You're literally changing the structure of your mind. That's not motivation, it's biology. You've been given the most powerful machine in existence, yet most people never learn how to use it. They run on autopilot, repeating the same stories, living the same results, never realizing they could have chosen differently. But you're here because you feel it, that restlessness, that hunger, that need to break free. And that's where transformation begins. The key is awareness. The moment you catch a thought that limits you, you've already started winning. You've interrupted the pattern. Most people never question their thoughts. They just obey them. But when you start observing them, you separate who you are from what you think. You realize you're not broken, you're just untrained. And once you start training your mind, everything changes. You begin to act differently, speak differently, expect differently. Because your outer world is just a reflection of your inner programming. There will be resistance. Your old identity will fight to survive. It will try to convince you to stop, to stay comfortable, to remain predictable. But growth doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the tension between who you are and who you could become. That tension you feel right now, it's not weakness, it's power, it's potential begging to be unleashed. The pain of change is temporary. The pain of staying the same lasts forever. So push through it. Every moment you defy that inner voice of doubt, you strengthen your mental muscles. Every time you act in alignment with your vision instead of your fear, you train your mind to follow your lead. And when your mind learns to obey you, the world starts to bend in your favor. That's how leaders are built. That's how empires are created. Not through chance, but through mastery of thought. You don't need to know every step ahead. You just need to trust your direction. The path will reveal itself as you move. Momentum is stronger than perfection. One small action repeated consistently becomes transformation. Your mind is always listening, so speak power into it. Feed it strength. Feed it conviction. The more you do, the louder your belief becomes, until it drowns out every whisper of doubt. Everything you desire is already possible. The question isn't whether you can have it, it's whether your mind believes you deserve it. Train your mind to see opportunity instead of limitation, to focus on solutions instead of excuses, to act even when it's hard, because once you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. This isn't about motivation, it's about mastery. You are not here to survive, you are here to rise, to become the kind of person who doesn't just dream but decides, who doesn't wait but creates. Your life will always move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. So build them wisely, protect them fiercely, and never forget, once you train your mind, there is nothing in this world you cannot achieve. Every great change begins with a single decision. The decision to no longer be controlled by the old version of yourself. The mind you've been living with is powerful, but it's been trained by fear, by habits, by comfort. To rise, you have to break that programming. You have to face the voice that says you're not enough, and silence it with action, because action rewires belief faster than words ever will. Every time you move forward despite the doubt, you prove to your mind who's really in charge. That's how transformation begins. Not with luck, but with discipline. Not with hope, but with choice. You've spent years giving your power away to opinions, to excuses, to hesitation, but power doesn't vanish, it waits. It waits for the moment you decide to reclaim it. Every second you hesitate, someone else is using their belief to build the life you're dreaming of. The difference isn't intelligence, it's control. The person who controls their mind controls their future. That's why training your mind isn't optional, it's survival. Because if you don't program it, the world will do it for you. And the world doesn't want you powerful. The world wants you predictable. The truth is, comfort is the greatest trap ever created. It feels safe, but it steals your potential. Growth only happens in discomfort, in those moments when your body shakes, your mind screams, and every part of you wants to stop. That's the point you push through. Because beyond that wall of resistance lies everything you've ever wanted. Your mind will try to protect you from pain, but in doing so, it protects you from progress. You must teach it that pain is not punishment. It's proof that you're evolving. Every fear you've ever had exists only in your imagination. It's a shadow cast by the mind to keep you still. But you are not meant to stand still. You are meant to expand, to stretch, to outgrow the person you used to be. Every time you push through fear, it loses its grip. Every time you challenge a limiting belief, it weakens. Soon, your mind learns that fear is just noise, and courage is the truth beneath it. That's when power shifts. That's when you become unstoppable. The secret isn't to feel fearless. It's to act anyway. The brain follows repetition. The more you act in strength, the more it identifies as strength. That's how warriors are built. That's how leaders are formed. Not by waiting for the right moment, but by creating it. You have that power right now, in this moment. Your next thought could either build your destiny or destroy it. Choose carefully, because your thoughts don't just shape your life, they broadcast it. The energy you carry becomes the life you attract. You must guard your mind like treasure. Protect it from negativity, from distractions, from anything that dulls your focus, because your focus determines your direction. Whatever you give energy to grows. Give it to your goals and your life expands. Give it to your fears and your life shrinks. Every day is a choice between growth and decay, between the person you were and the person you're becoming. The mind obeys repetition, so repeat greatness until it becomes instinct. But understand this, mastery isn't found in intensity, it's found in consistency. One disciplined day doesn't change your life, but thousands of them will. The future belongs to those who keep going after motivation fades. The ones who wake up tired and still move forward. The ones who don't wait for clarity, they create it through action. That's the difference between wanting and becoming. Look at your life right now. Everything you see is a reflection of what your mind has accepted as possible. So ask yourself, what have you been accepting? Whose voice have you been listening to? If the answer doesn't align with your purpose, it's time to rewrite it. You hold the pen. You decide the narrative, no one else. There will come a moment when you realize you've crossed the line, when the old habits lose their power, when your confidence feels unshakable, when the world starts to bend to your belief. That moment is not luck, it's mastery. The mastery of your mind, the only thing you've ever truly needed. So rise, train your mind until belief becomes your default, until doubt sounds foreign, until success feels natural. Because once your mind is trained, the world no longer decides who you become. You do. And when that happens, there is no dream too big, no goal too distant, no obstacle too strong. The mind creates the path, the heart fuels it. And once both are aligned, nothing can stop you. You've been carrying power inside you that you haven't even begun to use. Every thought, every decision, every ounce of discipline, it all builds the version of you that the world will one day recognize. But too many people wait for permission to become who they already are. They wait for proof before they believe. They wait for signs before they act. And that hesitation costs them everything. The truth is, belief doesn't follow success. Success follows belief. You have to see it before it's real. You have to act like the person you want to become long before the world agrees. Your mind is your greatest ally, but only if you train it to work for you, not against you. Most people let their emotions run the show. They let fear make decisions. They let doubt dictate their next move. But emotions are not commands. They're signals. You are the one who decides what they mean. When fear says stop, discipline says go. When doubt says wait, courage says now. That's how you separate yourself from the rest. That's how you build an unbreakable mind. You have to become obsessed with growth, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The person who learns to master their mind doesn't need motivation. They create it. They don't chase opportunity. They attract it. And they don't crumble under pressure. They thrive in it. The pressure you feel isn't there to destroy you. It's there to reveal you. Diamonds are born in pressure. Greatness is too. The difference between those who rise and those who fall isn't talent. It's tolerance for pressure. The stronger your mind, the higher you can climb. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," your mind learns delay. Every time you give up halfway, your mind learns weakness. But every time you follow through, even when it hurts, your mind learns power. And the brain remembers. It stores every victory, every moment of discipline, every act of strength. That's how you reprogram your identity. You don't talk about change, you prove it one decision at a time. And when the proof piles up, your belief becomes unshakable. There will always be noise trying to distract you. The world will throw comfort at you like bait. It will offer shortcuts, validation, applause. But none of it matters if it pulls you away from who you're becoming. You can't build a sharp mind in a soft environment. You have to choose the discomfort that builds you over the comfort that destroys you. Every sacrifice you make is a seed planted in the soil of your future. You may not see the growth now, but it's happening. Every day you choose discipline, your future self grows stronger. When your thoughts start to align with your purpose, the world begins to rearrange itself around you. People change, opportunities appear, energy shifts. It's not magic, it's focus. What you hold in your mind expands in your life. That's why your attention is sacred. Whatever you feed will grow. Feed your fears, and they consume you. Feed your vision, and it consumes your world. This is the law of the mind. What you repeat, you become. So repeat strength, repeat faith, repeat persistence until it becomes who you are. The mind doesn't care what story you tell. It only cares how often you tell it. So tell the story of your future self until there's no trace left of who you used to be. That version of you who hesitated, who doubted, who played small. That version dies the moment you act in defiance of it. Every time you choose growth over fear, you bury the old you and give birth to something greater. And when the day comes that you look back, you'll realize it was never about luck. It was about mastery. You trained your mind to see possibility when others saw limits. You taught it to rise when others ran. You built strength where others sought comfort. And now, you've become what most people only dream of. Someone in complete control of their destiny. This is the moment to decide. No more waiting, no more hesitation. You already have everything you need inside you. Train your mind, command your thoughts, build your reality. Because the world doesn't change when you wish for it. It changes when you do. You were not born to blend in. You were born to break patterns, to disrupt the ordinary, to rise above everything that told you to stay quiet. Somewhere inside you, there's a version of yourself that refuses to settle. A version that knows there's more to life than surviving. That voice inside you is not a dream. It's a command. It's your potential begging to be unleashed. Every time you silence it, you betray yourself. Every time you listen to it, you move closer to freedom. The life you want isn't waiting for permission. It's waiting for you to decide. The world around you is built to keep you distracted, comfortable, and compliant. It rewards distraction. It glorifies comfort. But comfort kills ambition. It dulls the fire that once burned inside you. You start accepting less, convincing yourself it's enough. But deep down, you know it's not. You can feel the gap between who you are and who you could be. That gap is where your destiny lives. That's where greatness begins. The pain you feel right now, that dissatisfaction, that hunger, isn't a sign something's wrong. It's proof that something greater is calling you. You can't answer that call by thinking small. You can't step into your potential while protecting your excuses. Growth requires sacrifice. It demands that you let go of everything that no longer serves you. People, habits, comfort zones. Every time you release something weak, you make room for something stronger. The mind expands only when it's challenged. If you never put pressure on your limits, you'll never know how limitless you truly are. Pain is not the enemy, it's the doorway. Step through it, and you'll discover power you didn't know existed. Most people wait for the perfect time to start. They wait for clarity, for confidence, for a sign. But the truth is, the sign is already here. It's the discomfort that won't go away. It's the feeling that you're meant for more. Waiting doesn't make the fear disappear. It only makes your dreams fade. The only way to kill fear is through motion. Once you move, the fear dissolves. Once you commit, your mind adapts. And once you see progress, belief becomes automatic. The longer you hesitate, the louder the doubt becomes. So act now, before hesitation hardens into regret. You owe it to yourself to see what's possible when you stop holding back. The human mind was built to evolve, to create, to conquer. But when you live small, that power turns inward. It becomes anxiety, boredom, frustration. Your energy is meant to move forward, not stay trapped. That's why the most painful feeling isn't failure. It's potential wasted. Because somewhere deep down, you'll always know what you could have been if you had just pushed harder. You don't want to live with that question. You want to live with proof. Proof that you gave everything. Proof that you didn't stop when it got hard. Proof that you rose when others quit. Every great life is built on decisions that scared someone. Every breakthrough begins with a risk. You cannot rewrite your story without first breaking the version that keeps you safe. The world won't hand you greatness, it will test you for it. And those tests aren't there to punish you. They're there to prepare you. Every setback sharpens your edge. Every rejection strengthens your will. Every failure redefines your focus. That's how the mind evolves, through resistance. The harder it gets, the stronger you become. There is no finish line in mastery. There's only the next level. The mind doesn't stop growing once it's trained. It craves more. The stronger you get, the bigger your goals must become. Because purpose dies in stagnation. You are meant to live in pursuit, not perfection. You are meant to stretch, to fail, to rise again with fire in your chest. The reward isn't the destination. It's who you become on the way there. So stop running from your own greatness. Stop letting fear speak louder than your purpose. The time for waiting is gone. The next chapter of your life doesn't start when things get easier. It starts when you decide you're done playing small. Train your mind to see beyond limits. Feed it with belief. Arm it with action. Because once your mind is mastered, the impossible becomes inevitable. Everything you want is already within reach, but your mind keeps telling you it's too far. It whispers that you're not ready, not capable, not enough. That voice has lied to you your entire life. It has kept you comfortable when you were meant to grow. It has kept you quiet when you were meant to rise. The truth is, your limits don't live in the world around you. They live in your mind. Once you break those mental walls, everything else starts to fall into place. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that it's out of reach. You have to understand your thoughts are not harmless. Every thought you entertain shapes the person you become. Every doubt you repeat strengthens the chains that hold you back. But every time you choose belief, you shatter one. You are constantly building or destroying yourself with the words you think. That's the power of the mind. It obeys repetition. So ask yourself, what are you teaching it to believe? That you're limited? Or that you're limitless? Because whatever story you tell yourself long enough becomes your truth. Your mind is always watching you. It notices when you make excuses. It notices when you give up. And it remembers. Every time you back down, your mind learns to doubt you. Every time you follow through, it learns to trust you. That trust is what builds confidence. You can't fake it. You earn it through consistency, through action, through showing your mind that when you say you'll do something, you mean it. That's how mental strength is built. Brick by brick, choice by choice, moment by moment. But here's the danger. If you don't take control of your mind, something else will. Fear will, distraction will, comfort will. And they'll convince you that mediocrity is enough. They'll whisper that success is for other people, that it's too late for you. But deep down, you know that's not true. You can feel it, that burning inside you, that restlessness, that quiet voice that refuses to die no matter how many times you ignore it. That's not frustration, it's potential. It's your future self calling you to rise. You have to stop waiting for the perfect time. There will never be one. There will always be fear, always be uncertainty, always be a reason to wait. But the ones who win are the ones who act anyway. They use fear as fuel. They use failure as feedback. They stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I never try? Because regret is heavier than failure will ever be. Every day you delay, you trade potential for comfort, and comfort will never give you the life you dream of. You can't rewrite your future by repeating your past. You have to break the cycle. You have to disrupt your own patterns. That starts the moment you stop running from discomfort and start embracing it. Every struggle you face is an invitation to grow stronger. Every obstacle is an opportunity to train your mind. This is how transformation happens, not by avoiding pain, but by mastering it. When you learn to stay calm in chaos, focused in doubt, and relentless in difficulty, nothing can break you. Your mind is the architect of your destiny. Feed it fear, and it will build walls. Feed it faith, and it will build doors. You choose which reality you walk into. The world responds to the energy you project, and belief is the strongest frequency you can send. When you start thinking like the person you want to become, your actions follow. And when your actions change, your life changes. It's that simple. But you have to start now. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop waiting for permission. No one is coming to hand you greatness. You have to take it. You have to demand it from yourself. Every second that passes is a chance you will never get back. The life you want won't wait forever. It's moving. It's shifting. It's calling you to catch up. Train your mind. Command your focus. Unleash your strength. Because once your mind believes, your reality has no choice but to follow. You have one life, one chance to turn the potential inside you into something real. Every day that passes without action is a day you'll never get back. The mind tricks you into thinking there's time. Time to prepare, time to plan, time to wait. But time doesn't wait. It moves with or without you. And one day you'll wake up realizing the opportunity you wanted is gone. Not because it wasn't possible, but because you hesitated. The mind that hesitates kills more dreams than failure ever could. You cannot afford to wait. You were born with the same power that every great person before you had, the power to choose what to believe, what to focus on, what to fight for. That's what separates those who rise from those who remain. Every extraordinary life begins with a decision, the decision to stop living by emotion and start living by intention, to stop reacting and start commanding. When you control your thoughts, you control your world. That's not philosophy, it's fact. Your brain doesn't care what's real or imagined. It believes what you repeat. So if you keep repeating doubt, it becomes your reality. But if you repeat belief, conviction, and action, your life begins to shift. The problem is, most people never commit fully. They say they want change, but they're still negotiating with their excuses. They're still giving power to fear, still protecting their comfort zone like it's sacred ground. But comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every time you choose it, you trade your future for temporary ease. The people who succeed aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who got uncomfortable enough to grow. They trained their minds to run toward challenge instead of away from it. They understood that pressure doesn't break you, it reveals you. Every challenge you face is shaping you into someone stronger. Every failure is preparing you for the next level. But only if you stay in the fight. The mind loves to quit. It looks for the first excuse to stop, the first reason to rest, the first sign of resistance. That's why most people never finish what they start, but you can't afford to be most people. You have to train your mind to push past that breaking point, because on the other side of that resistance is power, real, unstoppable power, the kind that can move mountains, build empires, and change lives. When you start living with that kind of intensity, the world can feel your energy shift. People notice it. Opportunities appear. It's not coincidence, it's alignment. The world reflects who you believe you are. When you walk with certainty, everything around you adjusts to match it. That's the power of mental mastery. That's why you must guard your mind like it's sacred, because it is. What you feed it will define who you become. Feed it discipline, feed it belief, feed it purpose, and your life will expand to fit your new identity. But understand this, belief without action is wasted potential. You can't think your way into transformation. You have to act. You have to show up even when you don't feel like it, especially then. That's how you build momentum, and momentum is everything. Once it starts, it carries you through the doubt, through the fear, through the noise. The more you move, the more your belief grows. The more your belief grows, the more unstoppable you become. There's no magic formula, no secret shortcut, just the relentless decision to keep going no matter what. That's how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. They make a promise to themselves and they never break it. Not when it's hard, not when it's slow, not when no one is watching. They keep their word to themselves, and that's how they earn power. So ask yourself, how long will you keep waiting? How long will you keep doubting what you already know is meant for you? You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You need courage. You need commitment. You need to decide that right now, in this moment, everything changes. Because the truth is, the mind you master today will design the future you live tomorrow. And once you train it to believe without limits, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, you cannot create. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not time, not money, not opportunity. It's mindset. Everything you've been waiting for begins the moment you decide to think differently. You can't build a new life with the same thoughts that created the old one. You have to rewire your beliefs until the impossible becomes normal. That's what the greatest achievers in history did. They didn't have special circumstances. They had special thinking. They trained their minds to see opportunity where others saw obstacles. They believed in themselves when no one else did. And that belief changed everything. You've been conditioned to doubt yourself, to play small, to settle for what's safe. But safety is an illusion. The longer you stay comfortable, the more you lose control. Growth requires risk. It requires the courage to step into the unknown and trust that you'll figure it out. You have to become comfortable with uncertainty because certainty kills dreams. The mind craves safety, but your soul craves expansion. The moment you choose growth over comfort, everything in your life begins to shift. You stop existing and start becoming. Every decision you make is either feeding your weakness or feeding your strength. You cannot move forward while holding on to the habits that keep you small. You cannot evolve while protecting your excuses. You have to be willing to destroy the version of yourself that's been holding you back. That's what transformation really is. The death of the old you. It's not pretty. It's not easy. It's painful. But pain is the cost of progress. It's the evidence that you're breaking through the walls that once kept you trapped. The question isn't whether it hurts. The question is whether it's worth it. You already know the answer. Because deep down, you're tired of starting over. You're tired of doubting yourself. You're tired of living at half capacity. You want more, but wanting isn't enough. You have to commit. You have to burn the bridge to your past and stop giving yourself a way out. The mind only becomes strong when it has no other option but to move forward. When you remove escape, you find power. When you stop looking for balance and start demanding growth, your life transforms. Discipline is the key that unlocks that transformation. It's not about motivation, it's about mastery. Motivation fades, emotion fades, but discipline remains. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when your feelings disagree. It's choosing the long-term reward over the short-term comfort. The mind resists discipline because it craves ease, but ease is the enemy of excellence. The more you train your mind to obey you, the freer you become. Freedom doesn't come from comfort, it comes from control. Your thoughts are shaping your future every second. Every word you repeat becomes a command. Every doubt you feed becomes a wall, but every act of courage becomes a foundation. You're building your destiny in real time. Every moment counts, every choice matters. The difference between success and mediocrity is decided in the quiet moments when no one is watching. When you decide whether to rise or retreat, you cannot afford to choose weakness anymore. The life you want is not waiting for luck. It's waiting for alignment. The moment your actions match your vision, the universe starts to move. The world bends to a mind that refuses to break. You are not chasing success. It's being pulled toward the strength of your conviction. That's the power of a trained mind. It doesn't beg for change. It creates it. But you have to act now. Because every second you wait, doubt grows stronger. Every hesitation builds hesitation. Every delay builds decay. You have to interrupt the pattern before it owns you. You have to fight for your future like your life depends on it, because it does. This is your moment to take command, to rise above fear, to become the master of your mind, the designer of your destiny, the creator of your reality. Everything begins in the mind. Every dream, every breakthrough, every victory. Train it, strengthen it, sharpen it, until nothing can shake it. Once your mind believes, the body follows, the world responds, and the impossible becomes inevitable. The world will not wait for you to feel ready. Life rewards the ones who move. the ones who take action while fear still whispers in their ear. You cannot wait for courage to arrive. It's built in motion. Every time you act despite the doubt, you strengthen the muscle of belief. Every time you choose forward instead of safe, you tell your mind who's in control. That's how warriors are made. Not through comfort, but through confrontation. The confrontation with every excuse, every fear, every limitation that once defined you. You are not here to be ordinary. You are here to rise above the noise of hesitation and rewrite the story you've been repeating to yourself for years. There is a version of you that already exists in another reality. The one who made the hard choices, stayed consistent, refused to quit. That version is waiting for you to catch up. The distance between you and them is not time, not luck, not resources. It's the decision to act with conviction. Every small victory compounds. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you step closer to that version of yourself. Success is not an explosion. It's erosion. It's chipping away everything that isn't you until all that remains is power, focus, and purpose. You've been taught to believe you need motivation to move. That's a lie. Motivation is a spark. It fades. Identity is the fire that never goes out. When you start seeing yourself as the kind of person who doesn't give up, every challenge becomes fuel. Your mind stops asking if it's possible and starts asking how it will be done. That shift changes everything because the brain follows the identity you feed it. Tell it you're weak, it finds proof. Tell it you're unstoppable, it finds a way. The universe mirrors your inner narrative. Change the story, and the world starts bending in your favor. But the truth is, not everyone will understand this journey. They'll call it obsession. They'll call it unrealistic. They'll call it too much. That's because they've settled for less. They've surrendered to the idea that life is something that happens to them instead of something they create. You can't expect them to see your vision. It wasn't given to them. It was given to you. Protect it, nurture it, guard it with everything you have. Because once your vision dies, you become like everyone else, awake but not alive. And that's not why you're here. You are here to expand, to rise above fear, above doubt, above every voice that told you to stay small. The human mind is limitless, but it's also lazy. It takes the shape of whatever boundaries you give it. If you believe you're trapped, you are. If you believe you can't, you won't. But if you believe you must, nothing can stop you. The strongest force in the world is a mind that's decided. When the decision is made, the path appears, not before. The world doesn't give permission to the undecided. It opens only to those who demand it. And when that moment of breakthrough comes, it won't be loud. It'll be silent. It'll happen the day you realize you no longer need proof. The day you stop waiting for the world to validate your worth. You'll wake up and know you've become the kind of person who creates their own momentum. You'll stop chasing success and start embodying it. That's what mental mastery looks like. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling fear and choosing power anyway. This is your reminder that your mind is your greatest weapon, and most people never learn how to use it. They let it control them instead of commanding it. But not you. You are learning to bend reality through thought, discipline, and relentless faith. You are building a mind that cannot be broken because it has already walked through fire and refused to burn. That is the ultimate strength. The unshakable knowing that no matter what happens, you will rise. The question is no longer whether you can, it's whether you will. Whether you'll finally trust the power that's been inside you all along. Because the truth is, you already have everything you need to create anything you desire. The only thing left is to decide, to commit, to stop waiting for permission and start becoming the proof that it's possible. Train your mind, control your focus, command your destiny. The future is waiting for you to claim it. Every time you choose to rise instead of retreat, something inside you changes. You become stronger, sharper, more dangerous to the version of yourself that once held you back. Growth isn't a single moment. It's a war between the part of you that wants to evolve and the part of you that craves comfort. And every day you decide which side wins. You've been given the most powerful weapon in existence, your mind. But power without control is chaos. You must learn to command it, shape it, train it until it obeys you completely. Because if you don't, It will control you. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are blueprints. Every belief you repeat becomes a brick in the structure of your reality. Tell yourself you can't, and your mind will build a cage. Tell yourself you will, and it will build a door. The choice is always yours. The mind doesn't know truth. It only knows repetition. It believes whatever you tell it most often. That's why you must protect your self-talk like it's sacred, because it is. Every doubt is a seed of failure. Every affirmation is a seed of strength. You're planting something with every thought. The question is, what are you growing? You've seen people rise from nothing. You've seen ordinary humans do extraordinary things. What makes them different isn't luck, it's focus. They've learned how to silence the noise, block the distractions, and keep their eyes locked on what they want. The average mind drifts. The trained mind directs. When you master focus, you master time. When you master time, you master life. That's the secret they don't teach you. Success isn't about doing more, it's about thinking better. The one who controls their mind controls their world. But make no mistake, control doesn't come easy. It demands sacrifice. You will have to give up comfort, laziness, and the illusion of balance. You will have to trade the temporary pleasure of distraction for the permanent peace of discipline. The weak will mock you. They'll call you obsessed, intense, different. Let them. Obsession is the birthplace of greatness. Every legend you admire was once ridiculed for their focus, but they kept going. They trained their minds to crave the discomfort that others avoided. That's what made them unstoppable. You have that same fire inside you, the same potential, the same capacity for greatness. The only difference is how much you're willing to endure to reach it, because transformation is not born from ease. It's born from resistance. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you strengthen your will. Every time you push past the limit, your limit expands. You are literally rewriting your brain with every act of perseverance. That's neuroplasticity, the mind's ability to reshape itself through action. You are not stuck. You are being tested. And every test is preparing you for the version of yourself that's waiting on the other side. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for signs. The sign is you. The moment you decide to take control, the universe moves with you. Every second you waste doubting yourself is another second you could be building your destiny. The clock doesn't stop because you're uncertain. Life doesn't pause because you're scared. Time is moving, and so should you. The window of opportunity is open now, but it won't stay open forever. Every great life is built on moments like this where hesitation could destroy everything. Don't let that happen. Move. The truth is, your mind already knows what to do. It's your fear that's trying to silence it. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being seen starting small. But those who fear failure never taste freedom. You have to be willing to be bad before you can be great. You have to be willing to stand alone before anyone stands with you. The mind trained for greatness doesn't seek approval. It seeks results. It doesn't need permission. It creates its own. So ask yourself now, what would happen if you gave everything you had for the next year, if you silenced every excuse and replaced it with relentless execution? The world wouldn't recognize you. You wouldn't recognize you. You would become proof that the mind, once trained, is unstoppable. That belief, once strengthened, can bend reality. That desire, once disciplined, can achieve anything. This is not motivation, it's a warning. You have greatness within you, but it's perishable. If you don't act now, it dies. Train your mind before time trains you to settle. You were not born to wish. You were born to win. You've spent too long waiting for the right time. But there is no right time. There is only now. The world doesn't pause while you overthink. Opportunities don't wait while you doubt. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is taking the spot you wanted, living the life you dreamed of. The difference between them and you isn't talent. It's decision. The decision to start, to risk, to trust that the path will reveal itself only after the first step is taken. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates regret. And regret is the heaviest weight the mind can carry. You have to understand that your thoughts shape your future before your actions ever do. The war is won in the mind long before it's visible in the world. You must program yourself for victory, not survival. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid failure. But the mind trained for greatness doesn't fear failure. It feeds on it. Every setback becomes data. Every mistake becomes information. Failure is not a wall. It's a mirror showing you what needs to evolve. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. The faster you learn, the faster you win. But here's what most don't realize. The mind doesn't transform in comfort. It transforms in conflict. It sharpens when tested. It strengthens when stretched. Every obstacle you're facing right now isn't meant to break you. It's meant to build your focus. Pressure is the price of power. You can't ask for strength and then run from struggle. You can't pray for growth and then hide from discomfort. If you want a mind that can achieve anything, you must first train it to endure everything. That's where discipline comes in. The purest form of self-respect is discipline. It's keeping your promises to yourself even when no one's watching. It's showing up when you don't feel like it because your purpose is louder than your feelings. Discipline is the bridge between intention and manifestation. It turns thoughts into results, dreams into reality. Every time you follow through, you're telling your subconscious mind, I am reliable. I can be trusted. And that's when the magic happens, because the universe responds to self-trust. You have to stop negotiating with your old habits. The mind you need for your next level is not the same one that got you here. The old you wants comfort, the new you wants growth. They can't coexist. Every time you choose ease over effort, you delay your destiny. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you reinforce weakness. But every time you keep one, you build a fortress of belief. Your mind starts to obey you. Your thoughts begin to align, and alignment is power. You were not born to repeat the same day over and over. You were not created to live a life that feels safe but empty. Deep down, you know this. That's why you feel restless. That's why you can't ignore that pull inside you. The pull towards something greater. It's not ambition. It's purpose calling. And purpose doesn't whisper to the faint-hearted. It demands the brave. It demands those who are willing to fail publicly, to start imperfectly, to rise again endlessly. Because the truth is, your dreams don't die from failure. They die from hesitation. If you could see the person you're capable of becoming, you'd never waste another second doubting yourself. That version of you is waiting at the edge of your excuses. The question is whether you're willing to let go of who you are to become who you could be. Because transformation always comes with loss. The loss of comfort, the loss of old beliefs, the loss of your limitations. But what you gain in return is freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to create, freedom to become unstoppable. Your mind is a battlefield and the war is happening right now. Every doubt is a shot fired. Every action is a counterattack. You can't stand in the middle and hope to win. You have to pick a side. You have to decide that from this moment on, every thought, every word, every action will move you closer to your highest potential. The future isn't waiting for permission. It's waiting for command. Train your mind, take control, and step into the life that was always meant to be yours. You have one life, one chance to turn your thoughts into something that lasts beyond you. Every second you waste in hesitation, your potential fades a little more. And deep down, you know it, that quiet frustration inside you. That's your greatness trying to escape. That's the part of you that refuses to settle, that still believes you were meant for more. But belief alone isn't enough. You must prove it through action. Because every day you delay, your dreams drift further out of reach. The clock doesn't pause for your uncertainty. It keeps moving. With or without you, there comes a moment when you realize no one is coming to save you. No miracle, no perfect opportunity, no sudden burst of motivation. It's just you, your thoughts, your discipline, your decisions, and that's enough. Because the same mind that created your limits can destroy them. The same fear that's held you back can fuel your rise. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of outcome. Every great life starts with one decision: to stop blaming the world and start mastering yourself. Your mind will fight you. It will try to protect you from discomfort, from failure, from change. But that protection is a prison. You were not born to live behind the bars of doubt. You were born to break through them. Every time you ignore the voice that says, not today, you build a new identity. One that chooses progress over comfort, power over fear. The mind learns obedience through repetition. You train it the same way you train your body, through consistent resistance. The harder you push, the stronger it becomes. Pain is not your enemy, it's your instructor. It teaches you resilience, clarity, purpose. Every struggle you faced has prepared you for this moment. Every setback was strength in disguise, but most people never see that. They quit before they learn the lesson. They run from the very thing that was designed to build them. The truth is, growth demands sacrifice. You can't evolve while staying attached to who you used to be. You have to let go of the habits, people, and thoughts that no longer match the life you want. It's not about talent, it's about training. The most powerful minds in history weren't born extraordinary. They built themselves through relentless discipline. They understood that consistency beats intensity. It's not about what you do once in a while, it's about what you do every single day, especially when no one's watching. Success doesn't come from massive action. It comes from controlled obsession, from doing what must be done long after the excitement is gone. That's where champions are made. The mind is a mirror. It reflects what you feed it. Feed it excuses and it will create obstacles. Feed it purpose and it will create opportunities. You are programming your future with every thought you entertain. That's why awareness is power. Once you become conscious of your mental patterns, you can change them. You can rewrite the script. You can turn fear into focus, doubt into drive, and pain into progress. Your thoughts are tools. Learn to wield them, and nothing will be out of reach. But the world won't wait for you to decide. Time is indifferent. Dreams expire. Potential fades. The universe rewards urgency. Those who act while others wait. Those who move while others plan. You cannot afford to wait for confidence. You build it through action. You cannot wait for the perfect moment. You create it by moving forward. Every step you take in faith multiplies your power. Because motion builds momentum, and momentum builds miracles. Look around you. Everything great you see was once impossible in someone's mind. Every empire started as a thought. Every revolution began as belief. What separates the dreamers from the doers is training, the relentless conditioning of the mind to see beyond fear, beyond failure, beyond reason. You already have that power within you. You always did. The question is whether you'll use it before it's too late. Your destiny is waiting for command, not hope, not wishing, command. The universe responds to decisive energy. The moment you say enough, the world starts to shift. Train your mind to think, act, and believe like the person you were meant to become, and soon reality will have no choice but to follow. This is your time, not tomorrow, not someday, now. You've always known there was more inside you, something deeper, something stronger. But for too long, you've silenced that voice. You've traded potential for comfort, passion for approval, purpose for distraction. The world convinced you to play small, to follow rules that were never meant for you. But there's a point where pretending becomes unbearable. When you realize the pain of staying the same is far greater than the fear of change. That's the moment your real life begins. Because the mind, once awakened, refuses to go back to sleep. You were not born to chase mediocrity. You were born to create, to build, to conquer the limits that once defined you. Every thought you think is a seed, and your mind is the soil. Plant weakness, and you'll harvest regret. Plant strength, and you'll grow destiny. Your thoughts become actions. Your actions become habits. Your habits become identity. That identity is what creates your future. You can't change your life until you change your mind. That's the law of transformation. That's how reality bends. Every time you let fear win, you reinforce your chains. But every time you act despite fear, you weaken them. Fear doesn't disappear, it submits. The only way to master it is through exposure. You walk straight into what scares you until it loses its power. And that's how courage is born, not from comfort, but from confrontation. The mind adapts to what you demand of it. Push it, and it expands. Protect it, and it decays. Strength is not found in safety. It's built in the chaos you learn to control. The truth is, your mind is the greatest weapon you will ever own. But most people use it against themselves. They fill it with doubt, with excuses, with endless loops of what if. They let fear sit in the driver's seat and wonder why they never reach their destination. But not you, not anymore. You are learning to redirect that power, to reprogram your thoughts until the impossible becomes inevitable. You are learning to command your mind instead of being controlled by it, because the moment you master your inner world, the outer world follows. The difference between success and stagnation is focus. What you focus on expands. Focus on failure, and your fear multiplies. Focus on progress, and your strength compounds. The mind is obedient. It always follows the dominant command. That's why awareness is your greatest advantage. Every time you catch yourself drifting toward negativity, you have the power to shift, to choose a higher thought, to rewrite the narrative. That choice, repeated daily, becomes transformation. It's not magic, it's mastery. But mastery doesn't come from comfort. It's forged in repetition. You don't train your mind once and expect victory. You train it every single day. When it wants to quit, you keep going. When it seeks distraction, you bring it back. Every time you win that battle, you become more dangerous to your old self. Consistency compounds into certainty, and certainty is magnetic. Once your mind believes, everything around you begins to rearrange itself to match that belief. The most powerful force in existence is a human being who has decided they will not stop. That level of conviction bends the universe. It doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't need approval. It simply moves, and everything else moves with it. That's what you're capable of. That's the kind of power that lives inside you right now, waiting to be unleashed. But you have to choose it. Every second you delay, doubt grows stronger. Every hesitation feeds weakness. You must act before fear multiplies. There will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a sign that says you're ready. Readiness is a lie. You create readiness through motion. You build confidence by confronting resistance. You shape your mind through action. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a declaration, I am in control.